Mm.
Welcome to Mum Abroad's interview of the week. My guest today is Emma Ruiz. She's a Gestalt therapist in Barcelona who works mainly with the international community. She describes herself as a seeker and an eternal learner. Welcome, Emma. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. I love being here.
Emma, can you start by telling us what exactly is Gestalt therapy?
Okay, well, it's a humanistic approach to therapy where I believe that the client has in his or her own answers. And basically, I'm just here to help the person get in contact with themselves and to find what's best for them. And it's basically based on three pillars. One is the here and the now, which means that when the client comes to therapy, we work with the most important issue that the person brings, to the practice, now to the online practice. And what this also means is that the person doesn't need to tell me all her or his history, since they were little kids till now. We work on what's most important now because we believe that the here is what there is. And of course, everything is linked to things in the past, especially from our childhood, which is where we pick up all our beliefs and conditionings. So things will come up, but basically the here and the now is what we work with. Then the second pillar is awareness. So raising awareness to how we feel, what we're doing, and what I call the awareness behind the awareness, realizing of what's really behind, what's at the bottom, where's the wound. We react to things that are in a way that we've been brought up by our experiences, and also if it's something that hurts us, it comes from our wounds. We have like these wounds that originate mainly in childhood that sometimes we're not even aware they're there, and we just bring them up to the present. Learning to communicate, for example, in a couple, okay, there's a problem between a communication problem, but you can't just fix the communication problem, at least the way I work with my clients, unless you work, this member of the partnership works with himself or herself, and this one does the work as well, and then together we do something else. It's not that there's just a communication problem. There's a communication problem because we don't know how to communicate, true, but also because I carry all my stuff into the partnership, and he or she carries all her or his stuff into the partnership too. So anyway, that's awareness. And then the third leg of Gestalt is self-responsibility, which is learning to see what is it that is mine and belongs to me, and that I'm responsible for, not guilty. And let's look at what doesn't belong to me and it belongs to the other person. So I'm not there to control it, or that's not my thing, because deep down, the truth is we're only responsible for ourselves. We can only be responsible for ourselves as individuals.
Emma, the clients that come to you, I guess that they want to live their lives being the best version of themselves then, from what you're saying. Why do we struggle so much with that, being able to do that?
For many reasons. There's low self-esteem. There's loads of conditionings of beliefs that bring us down, that we think we're supposed to live life in one way or another, or that we're supposed to do things one way and not really follow our hearts. So sometimes it's hard for us to let all of that go and follow our heart, what really makes us happy.
What brought you to to this type of therapy in the first place, Emma? What made you decide to become a therapist?
Well, I like many of us out there, I was like really I was looking for myself too, you know. Like I had this ever since I was really young. I thought, well, life cannot just be working and paying for bills. Like there's this other meaning to life that I didn't know what it was. And I was, like I said, a seeker in the sense that I was always looking for meaning. I was even in a sort of like a cult at some point in my life for like 10 years. It wasn't really a cult in the sense of you could leave anytime. It was like difficult to get in. And it was a Gnostic group, which was all about learning about yourself, a lot of psychology, lots of history, looking into different civilizations, reading lots of books, doing different courses. And then I remember on one course that was called looking your heart. I don't know, something about love that I thought this is for me. Can't remember the name now. And in that course, which was carried out by a master that I follow, there was a Gestalt therapist that they were doing it together. And I loved the way he worked. And when the course finished, I said, I want to go and do therapy with this guy. And I started doing therapy with him. And then I said, okay, this is what I want to do when I grow up. this is it. I think so.
What would you say to somebody who said to you that they think that therapy is very self-indulgent? What would be your reaction to that?
Well, I don't think it's self-indulgent at all, because when, at least in my understanding, when you do something self-indulgent, you do it like you wanted to, and it's like for pleasure. No, like that's my idea of being self-indulgent. Like I'm not supposed to have chocolate, but let's have a bit now, no, because I deserve it. Therapy, I don't think therapy is something that you do for pleasure, although the results are very beautiful and you can really savor the journey. I think doing therapy is a gift to yourself, because and I also say you don't need to be in a really bad place to go and do therapy. Although most people get into therapy because of some type of crisis or problem, or not many go in just because they want to learn more about themselves. And I think anybody can benefit from therapy.
You mainly work with the international community in Barcelona. How did that come about?
Well, because as you can see, I'm Spanish, but I also speak English. I lived abroad. I lived in Venezuela for many years. English for me has always been very important. Like I feel the need to speak in English, and I feel comfortable surrounded by the international community. And so I thought, why not? Let's do therapy in English, so I can use both use more tools in my box, like the English and the therapy, and combine them together. Also, they're in general pretty more open to doing therapy.
Do you find that your clients or some of your clients come to you because they have specific issues related to relocation, living abroad, being away from family, that kind of issue?
I wouldn't say they do. They don't come specifically to me because of that. I mean, I've had clients that have a bad time, for example, when their parents are getting older and they can't visit them often, or if they're sick. But that sort of like comes up during the process. They don't necessarily come to me because they're having problems adapting. That's not my type of client. That I have more clients that come either for relationship issues or difficulties at work, stress, anxiety, depression, and like I always say, relating to ourselves. Wanting to change something because we're unsatisfied with something.
With the situation that we have with COVID, presumably you're working online more than in person.
I'm only working online.
Okay.
Since COVID. For me, that was a big change. I wasn't very happy working online at the very beginning. I mean, the thought of working online was something that didn't appeal to me because I was very happy working at my practice. I had a very nice practice and people really liked going there, and me too. But then COVID changed everything. And now absolutely all my work is online. I love it. It's just as effective and also very convenient for everyone. And that's also broadened my scope because now I have more international clients from other countries than I did before. So it's been a good change.
I noticed through your social media from before the crisis that you also offered working with groups. So can you tell us something about how that works? I can't imagine therapy in a group.
Well, it's working in groups is wonderful. The way it works is not all the members of the group have therapy on the same day, obviously. But the group is a place where a group of people who come with the same with the belief that they want to improve themselves, they get together. The energy you create is fantastic. And then when one person wants to speak about something, open up, share an experience or share the way they're feeling, that is heard by the whole group. And the whole group also helps support the person. And what happens when you're in a group is that when one person shares, most probably will resonate to you at some level or another. So while the therapist is working with that person, the other people are also receiving like some amount of work. So working in a group is very, very, very powerful. It also gives you the opportunity to see that you are not the only one. We all share basically the same stuff. So it's very therapeutic to work in a group.
So Emma, if people want to get in contact with you, I guess by phone or by email, and they can find those details at your website.
Yeah, my website is just there, gestalttherapyinbarcelona.com. And my email is just emma@gestalttherapyinbarcelona.com. And yeah, and my phone number is also on the web. Okay. You can send me a WhatsApp. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Emma, for chatting to me today about your
You're
work.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's your favorite part of Spain?
The northern part of Spain. Catalonia, and then, Galicia, País Vasco.
What book would you recommend for anyone beginning a journey of self-awareness?
Okay, a very good book that I recommend lately is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And let me tell you very quickly what those 4 agreements are. The first one is be impeccable with your word. The second one is don't take anything personally. The third agreement is don't make assumptions. And the fourth one is always do your best.
What's your favorite restaurant in Barcelona?
So it's a Japanese restaurant that's called Can Kenji on Rosselló, let me see, 325. Really nice Japanese restaurant.
What would be your ideal weekend activity in Barcelona?
We'll probably go and have lunch at Can Kenji with a group of friends or with my son, and then go for a walk in Gracia, for example. And then in the evenings, go to the movies.
And what would be your ideal weekend activity outside of Barcelona?
Go to a seaside village, have some nice seafood for lunch. Go for a walk there and stay overnight in a little cozy hotel.
A piece of advice for anyone thinking of relocating to Barcelona?
Learn the language. Learn how to speak Spanish and or Catalan.
What do you love about the city?
I love its openness and its architecture.
If you could, what would you change about the city?
I'd change how dirty it is sometimes, the dirty toilets in restaurants, pollution, customer service, and I'd take away a few of the tourists.
You have that at the moment.
Yeah.
Your favorite Catalan fiesta?
I'd say the Castañada on the 31st of October because I love the panellets and sweet potatoes.
And can you describe your life in 3 words?
Yeah, I've got them down here. I said rich, satisfying, and unfolding.